Hello, Team Rainbows and Pixie Dust. How is everybody doing? Once you're on, jump on and say hi so I can see if I'm reading comments. And then also, if you're watching the replay. So go ahead and let us know that you're watching the replay. So, quick introduction. I am Brittany. Hey, Laura. Yay, I'm glad I can see comments. I am Brittany Medke. I am a Sapphire National executive with Color Street and really good friends with your guys' leader, Essie. So I was super, excited that we're kind of just helping each other. And of course, do whatever I can. Hey, yay, people are on. Wow, this is impressive. Okay, so I'm just going to give a little brief background. So I was asked to do a training specifically on social media tips and being relatable. My main focus is going to be Facebook for a few reasons. It has right now at this time the largest reach for people, and it's kind of the easiest platform. And hey, Kimberly, and I believe that you should master one platform before you move to another platform. And Facebook personal page should be the first one you master. Thanks, Ashley. Definitely Harry Potter fan. So we're going to talk about that. A little background is I joined this company with like no history or prior direct sales experience. So like I kind of did have to figure out how to grow my network, and it was all via online or social media. I do not have any like top leaders that are local to me. They're all states away. So it was done kind of by meeting people through social media, and mine was definitely Facebook and personal page, and just kind of like making relationships that way. The number one rule when you are on social media and Facebook is you're definitely going to want to be relatable. So that's kind of what I'm going to be the main focus of this training, is how to be relatable. So I looked up what relatable meant, because I was just like, what does that really mean? And it's like enabling a person to feel like they can relate to someone or something. So you want to make someone feel like they can relate to you. And why do we want to do that? Because it helps with the connection, and it helps you be like likable and real. And people are automatically drawn to someone that they connect with. And as far as like any MLMs and as Color Street, like there may be a few people doing it, but so you want to kind of set yourself apart and make yourself a little bit more relatable and likable in that way. One of my main things, and I've done a lot of incorrect things in the past as far as like trying to promote this business, but one of my biggest things is we don't want to be like spammy, right? We don't want to be spammy with Color Street, and kind of think about what, attracted you to the person you signed up to. And there's going to be things that people disagree with, but I feel that, one of my, big tips is we should not have the business that we're in our profile pic, our cover pic, and our bio, unless you are already like at the top of the comp plan. You shouldn't have just like a generic graphic in your bio, your profile picture, because what happens is you kind of just like give it all away. You're giving too much information away before people get to know you. When you send that friend request to someone, they're going to automatically think you're just friend requesting them to sell to them. So I'm not saying don't like, and an example of like a profile picture I would think would be okay is maybe like you always want your face in there, or like your kids, and if you wanted to show off your nails, something fun, because that kind of generates curiosity, which can lead to questions. But if you put just like a I don't have like just like a strips, or just strips with no face or something, people can just go to Google, figure out about Color Street, and look it up that way. And it doesn't really encourage people to reach out to you and learn to you, and it's kind of a put off, actually. So like that's one of the main things as far as being spammy. And I'm gonna, in a little bit, I'm gonna do a breakdown on like how I train my team on how posts should be on your wall. So I'm gonna get to that, and that's kind of like how to not be super spammy with Color Street, but still like use that attraction rather than promotion is kind of what I say. I've learned that from the 12-step fellowship I'm in, and it's kind of the same thing there, but like we want to attract people to Color Street without like promoting it and being like super annoying based on our lifestyle, based on, you know, personal things that we do. And I will say, like, I've had people that told me they picked me to be their sponsor because they noticed a change in me, and that had to be through my posts, you know, getting a little bit more personal and real. Someone that I follow has this quote, so I'm going to share it because like it really like resonated with me. People will not buy your success until they buy your failure. So talk twice as much about your failures. Being relatable creates massive attraction for you. So they're not going to buy your success until they buy your failures. Any one of you, if you're not already a friend with me on Facebook, you can click follow. I'm very, very open about my past struggles, and I think that is what attracted people to, you know, want me to sponsor them. So I've been in the business about 18 months, and I've personally sponsored around 70 or so people. And I really truly believe it was because I was real and authentic about the struggles in my life. People are more attracted to your mess, the funny stuff, the hard times. And then when you do win or have some, you know, some type of success, they are more apt to celebrate it with you and not feel like resentful or jealous or think it's super fake. I'm very open about things in my past as far as like drug addiction. I was very open to the fact that my family was on government assistance, you know, before Color Street took off took off for us. Like we were on food stamps and we were on Medicaid. And I think like when you make a post about how the business is helping you, it's so important to always share with that grateful heart and kind of mention where you came from. And that makes the post more relatable when you talk about like where you came from. If you're just out there like blasting how great things are, that actually does the opposite for you. Because, you know, like people are just so much attracted much more when you come from like a humble heart and a grateful heart. And like I said, like just being able to share your truth, you know, that things aren't always perfect, that's what makes us relatable. Seeing that like people that you look up to are human and they go through the same things. And I still have to struggle with that. You know, I'm currently like going through a divorce, and I had to make the decision whether or not to post that. And I decided to because, you know, when I posted that was going on, for one thing, you know, I wanted to stop any rumors, but also like I had people message me and they're like, oh wow, like I would have never thought that. I've gone through that too. And you know, just being able to like show that real true part of yourself. Like Essie, you know, she talks a lot about how it was with her corporate job and, you know, with her son and childhood cancer and that pain. You know, she's had some tough, you know, things lately. And I think that's what, when we share like pain that we're going through and stuff, people really, really relate to that. And so that allows us to be able to share our successes. So like people, you know, are more able to clap for us when they know where we came from. A lot of times people don't like to share that. So when they do share their success, it looks really obnoxious and not relatable. So I do love the part about like people will not buy your success until they bought your failure. Like I would never want anyone to think that I just came into this business and was a rock star. I let everyone know that I had slow starts. I still have parties where nobody buys anything. I still have people that took like a year to join. You know, I didn't hit my first rank for 5 months. Like, I want everyone to know that that is more realistically how it works, you know, because it makes me relatable, right? And I think that's what draws people. Of course, we want to keep our social media a positive space though. So I'm not saying go on your Facebook and like do like a Dear John letter and like talk about how horrible your life was and, you know, like that. I'm not saying do that. But I'm just saying like sprinkle a little bit in, because we always want like to offer the strength and the hope. So we're not just going to be like total Debbie Downers. Like, we want to offer like our experience with something that was horrible, our strength, something, you know, that we learned from it, and our hope, because we want to be offer hope for people in the future. So if that makes sense, like, you always kind of want to end it on a positive note, because if you're just going on Facebook and being like super negative and depressing, and you aren't like, you know, offering hope or in the solution, then people are not going to want to follow you. They're going to think like you're super negative. A couple other tips that I have as far as like being relatable, but like on your social media, and you want to keep it a positive space. Like, there's things that I had to change. A big thing was like, you never want to talk about politics. And I know people don't always agree with that. It's a very heated topic, and not just politics, anything that could be considered divisive. Hey, Aaron, like, you do not want to talk about like your view on stuff. Like, yeah, we know like politics can like be very divisive. There's things that are going on that people either love or they hate. That's fine. And I'm not saying be a sellout, because I've had people call me a sellout because I used to be very politically outspoken. But what I've learned is my social media now represents me and my business, and I want it to be a positive space, not a space where people can go back and forth and like call people negative, horrible names, and like be a sense of like frustration. And then also like, that isn't doing anything. So how I justify now not being politically outspoken on social media is because like the money I've made from this company, I can now actually donate it to causes and to people that like actually take action to kind of help things. I can put my money where my mouth is, or I can like take time to like knock on doors and stuff. So that's how like I can make myself feel better, because sometimes we'll be like, well, you know, if we're not saying anything, but no, there's ways to do it and like not like hurt people's feelings and not be divisive about it. Because at the end of the day, like, who said, Heather, you learned a political lesson the hard way? I did too. Like, I had someone in the beginning that was going to join my team, and I said something, you know, the opposite of what she believed, and she like unfriended me, and I learned the hard way. Like, we want our social media to be a positive space, and like action, not words. And like, just having a post on your page that's just going to cause bickering back and forth, whether it's like vaccines or, you know, anything that can be like that, just takes time from you too. And then it draws people to, first it separates like 50% of the people that may have related to you are gone. You know what I mean? You just randomly shared a meme and had a host cancel. Oh, yeah, Heather, exactly. Yeah, because like we all feel, you know, a lot of people feel very hard about, you know, that's like strongly about certain things. And so it's not good for business. And honestly, I don't think it's good for your energy. And like I said, I get a lot more satisfaction being able to like take action anyways, rather than just like spend hours bickering about it. So I definitely would stay away from any like divisive political posts, anything like, you know, anything like that. And so I did talk about like your Facebook profile, how you want to make sure, like I would suggest, like I said, not having anything that specifically mentions Color Street in your profile picture, your cover picture, or your bio, like no links. And I said the reason why is because you want to kind of like, people aren't going to want to accept your friend request if they think you're selling to them. And also like, you just want to kind of create curiosity. We're curiosity marketing. Yeah, Cameron, if I find a meme I think is funny, I do save it, and then I'll send it to some of my friends personally, but definitely not posting it. And then you have to be careful on even what you comment on. Like, if you comment on certain news stories that are like public and like say something like, oh yeah, blah, 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 like that will show up in other people's feeds. So you just have to be careful about all that stuff. So another thing as far as when you're on social media and kind of like your goal is you want to build long-term authentic relationships. It's not something that happens overnight, and this is going to be helpful for like, you know, if you're looking to build a team, if you're looking to get new customers, or, you know, if you're looking for party hostesses, and ways to just like kind of open the door in that. We have so many friends, right, on Facebook. Like, do you talk to every single one of them? I don't. But one thing that I can kind of like reminds me is like when I get the happy birthday list, if there's someone on there that like I don't talk to regularly, I may have no idea who they are or haven't talked to them forever, like I send them like a happy birthday voice message every morning. That's a part of like my morning routine. And I'm just like, hey, and I say their name. Voice message is the way to go because like it's super personal. Like people feel like when you say their name and stuff, it just feels good. So I would just be like, hey, so and so, you know, I saw it was your birthday. I hope you have a good day. Do you have anything planned? And then like that kind of opens the door now to start like chatting, and you know, it just be really authentic with that. And if you're scrolling on Facebook, like comment on people's stuff. Like if you hear people, like if you see people saying they're going through a hard time, comment that you're thinking of them, or comment a heart. If you hear someone like celebrating something, say, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Or, you know, just always engage. A reason is, you know, for messaging and commenting on people's stuff, that's gonna, for one, you're going to now be on their radar, and for two, the algorithm makes it so like now you're going to start showing up in their feed. I don't know if you like, and I've seen this a lot since I've started like the messaging, like I'll message someone and then now their stuff's the first thing in my feed, and it's just as easy as that. Yeah, totally, Joy. Your business pages, you can do Color Street all you want. I'm talking about your personal page and like how to make yourself like as a person like branded and, you know, more attractive in that way. And then also when people comment on your stuff or even like your picture, reply to those comments or do something, because if people took time out of their day to like or comment on something, like I definitely think it should be acknowledged. And even if like they like it but don't comment, be like, I send them a message too. You know what I mean? Like if it's something, you know, that's not going to make me seem like super creepy, like, hey, thanks for, you know, I really appreciate you like that picture, and maybe like think of what made, you know, just kind of go. You don't want to sound like a robot. It definitely feels uncomfortable and weird at first. It really does, but I have seen it paid off, because like now most of the time when someone friend requests me, like I have over 100 people in friend request zone pending, because like I have to take time. Like I look at their profile first and then I accept it, and then I send them a voice message and I personally say something that I've like seen on their profile, and this is for not Color Street people. So I personally like look over their stuff and then I accept it, and then I send them a message right away like, hey, sorry, I've had your friend request for a while, it's been so busy, you know, I see that we're into the same things and I really appreciate, you know, I look forward to connecting with you. And like I do that for every single person. Yeah, and it does, and Essie's right, because like that is now I've opened the door to start growing my network and start building authentic relationships with people, and like those things like do turn into, whether if it's not directly or indirectly is going to help our business. Like maybe if it's a guy like and he's like a network marketer or something, like he's like, and he starts seeing like these curiosity posts about nails, and like we have connected in some way, he might think like for his wife, you know, or his daughter, and it's just like those little things. So, and I think it really like, and it definitely has paid off. Like I've gotten connections through the most randomest things. Another tip is like joining communities on Facebook that have nothing to do with direct sales. Yep, planting seeds and watering them that have nothing to do with direct sales and have nothing to do with MLM. Like, I'm in different communities for, like, I'm in a Harry Potter community. I'm in a weight loss surgery community because I've had that. I'm in a recovery community. And, like, I've actually, and, like, I comment and make relationships in those groups, and those people send me friend requests. And then eventually, I've actually literally have had people either host parties, buy from me, or join my team that I've met in those communities, large family communities, because like they friend requested me and then started seeing the posts, and you know, and I've already built a relationship. The relationship didn't start with me trying to, like, you know, sell something to them. It like was really organic. So, and that's why I said, like, it did take me a while to get like traction. And if you're, and the biggest and most important thing is you have to be consistent, even if you feel like it's not working. I've had so many times in like the beginning and even now where I like hit a plateau where I feel like it's not paying off and that it's taking forever. But like, if you're consistently doing these things all the time, like, it will eventually. Okay, so, and that's exactly, I'm going to tell you now, this is something, so a lot of things that I do, I've like kind of learned from other people, and then I kind of tweaked it my own way. So we're going to talk now about how to post on your personal page, and this is going to kind of wrap it all up. And I'll even post the graphic that I use for my team in here so you guys can see. So this is a week. We're going to talk about a week on your Facebook personal page. You want a minimum of 15 posts a week. A minimum of 15 posts. Thanks, Courtney. You want to, so when you make a post, you really need to think of, like, it has to be intentional. So like if I make a post in the morning that has like a lot of traction, like say this morning I actually made one that's getting a lot of likes and comments, I could probably go a whole day without posting anyone, and I can just use that, and people are commenting, I can reply to that. You don't want to just like machine gun post, like post. Like if I take a picture and I'm like, okay, I'm going to save this for a day I need something to post, or save like a funny meme, I'm going to save this for later. You know what I mean? So you got to be really intentional on it. So a minimum of 15 posts a week. 10 of those posts need to be fun, personal, lifestyle, and generic value. So 10 of those 15, that's the majority of the posts, need to be fun, personal, lifestyle, generic value. So this is going to be, I might make a post about something I did with my kids. I might share a funny meme, something mom related, a video, or just inspirational quote in like my outlook, you know, like what I take away from it. 10 of those posts a week need to be that way. 4 of those posts out of 15 need like a nonchalant promotion of the Color Street product and opportunity. So a nonchalant promotion, 4 of those a week. So an example of a nonchalant promotion of the Color Street opportunity for me, I could say like a picture of me with like my son and be like, you know, this is what my office view is like, and I'm so grateful, you know, for the opportunity. Or like I'm holding, everyone knows I love Propel, and I like take a picture and I make sure I get my nails in there. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, have you guys tried this water? I love it. That would be like a nonchalant promotion because you're making sure you get the product in there. Business would be like, you know, it wasn't too long, like Rhea has the flu today. You know, last year she had the flu and I felt horrible because I had to go to work, but you know, because of Color Street, or because of what I'm doing now, I can stay home with her and take care of her, and that just it's so priceless to me. That would be like a nonchalant promotion. And then 1 time a week, you are going to do 1 power post that is a direct promotion of the Color Street product or opportunity. So just once a week. Now a direct power post is going to be, it can be whatever you want to do. Maybe you want to post a picture and say, I'm taking requests for samples. That's going to be a direct power post. Maybe we had St. Patrick's Day launch and you just want to post the pictures of St. Patrick's Day nail strips and invite people to join your VIP group, and then you'll put the link in the comments. That's going to be direct. Maybe you are going to want to do a breakdown of what comes in the kit or go live with what comes in the kit. That's going to be a direct post. So you would do that once a week. But you want to show, like, the majority is going to just be showing off your personality. 4 are going to be like nonchalant, like leading into, so like kind of like generate that curiosity to where people are going to be like, and then like once a week you're going to go in for the kill, if that makes sense. And that helps you, like, it's kind of a formula to help you not be spammy, but obviously we still have to talk about it, because like if we don't talk about it a little bit, then how are we going to get, you know, sales, and how are we going to get, like, build a team? Like some people do this so extreme and like never ever mention it, and I would advise against that too. It's just more of like just sprinkling it in there. So like there should only be at once a week doing a total direct promotion of Color Street. So those are just some of my feedback, and like I do have a graphic that kind of breaks that down that I'll just post in the comments when I'm done here. But that was kind of what I wanted to go over as far as that stuff. I don't know, if anyone has any questions on that are live now, I can answer a few questions, or if not, people that watch the replay, you can always message me too. I feel like I talked kind of fast. I was like, nah. Ooh, and another thing I want to say, because I can just talk about this all day. When you're hosting online parties, make sure you're friend requesting anyone that engages in the online parties too, and then send them a message right away. And then now, like, even if they didn't buy anything, they're kind of in your circle now. You kind of funnel them in. So I'm glad I could help. Yay, I'm glad. So yeah, like I said, I'll leave the replay up if you think of any questions later. Lori, you know, like, it's totally up to you. Like, if you have, like, what I mean is, like, in your bio is like the part under your profile, but if you want it like listed as your jobs, I think that's totally fine. What I think of more is like when I see people post like their join link in the bio, I think that's a turnoff. But like if you wanted to post like in your bio, like the little part that's under, like, works at director, senior director with Color Street, that's fine. But I think like what turns off more people is like when they have like the actual like join my team links, you know what I mean? And you kind of just do what works for you. Yeah, see, Carmen, now you want to try to get people into your VIP group by being personal and like funnel them in that way. Thanks, everyone. Okay, yeah, see, Lori, then you're fine. Like, you could totally, like, works at Color Street. That's fine. I'm talking about, like, the first thing people see, like, that's right under. When I do online parties, I would go live in the party. So, because, like, if I'm doing anything that has to do with sales or selling anything, it has to be, like, in a closed area. So, I would do it in the, either if you're doing an event or the group, I would do it, go live in there. See, Carmen, and that's, yeah, and you know, that can go either way, you know what I mean? I haven't heard of that yet, but you know, like, there may be people that if they're interested in your Color Street journey, that they can go in that, and that is actually a pretty creative idea. So I'd love to hear like how that works for you, actually. Yes, Lori, the question on the under section. Yeah. How do you add that? So Lori, I did it from my phone, and like, I think it was under settings, under profile, and it was like edit bio. And it's just like, mine says, love your, I would put like a quote that you think defines you, or that you like would like people to know, or like even if you wanted to put like a couple words that describe you, or that's what I would include under that. Virginia, I thought you were asking if I went live in the parties on my personal page, and I was saying I go live in the party when I'm doing online parties, and either I go live or I have the hostess go live in there and have them imply the strips live, and that usually, yeah, exactly, something that brands you, like coffee lover, like me, I would say like something maybe about Harry Potter, being a mom of 4, you know what I mean? Mine right now just has a quote that I kind of fell in love with. Treat yourself like someone you love, but like that's what I would put, something that you think would, like, you know, just kind of defines you in that way. Totally, like coffee lover, you know, something like that is what I would put, like something that if like you want people to think of when they think of you, and kind of makes you stand out. So all right, ladies, thanks for jumping on. If you have any more questions, feel free to message me. Thank you, Essie, for having me in your team page. You guys have a great week and the rest of the month. I will see you later.